Welcome to live on all the different places, and we have, thank God, our edited video. We do apologize for last week; it came out a bit late, already on Sunday this week, and that was for Emuna as our future with soul. So we're going the next level now, the next shlav, as they say in Hebrew. We're going to Emuna is our future with Tikkun HaKlali. This is a big remedy. You know, everyone talks about Tikkun Olam. It's a known concept in the world at large. And we're going to focus ourselves in to Tikkun Klali. Tikkun Klali is a tremendous remedy, the general remedy, 10 Psalms, 10 Tehillim, and it was revealed by Rabbi Nachman. We see from here, we have the Ketamaron, and in here it says the Tikkun HaKlali. This is the Ketamaron from Rav Shalom Arush. We are in Rav Shalom Arush's Institute, Chut Chesed, and at the back of the Tikkun of the Ketamaron we have Tikkun HaKlali. Tikkun HaKlali is something which, you know, how can I really speak about? You know, it's so deep and profound. But we are in a time called Shobavim, so therefore we have a little bit more Sata Dishmaya, divine help, to discuss this remedy. And not only is it crucial to tshuva to know about this, and people who go to Uman every year, they say Tikkun HaKlali Erev Rosh Hashanah at the gravesite of Rabbi Nachman in Uman, and that's a very profound tikkun that's talked about very much in BRESLEV circles, and the world nowadays knows about it on a big level. All of us need to really understand that in order to rectify the sin of wasted seed and such things, the Tikkun Klali is really the key. It gives us the kalim, the vessel, to come to the complete remedy, the complete revelation of who we truly are as a divine people. We spoke about last week how the soul and this revelation of the soul, and in order to go ahead, like through Shovavim, through these 6 parshias, we're going out of Egypt, we're going out of our restraints into the holy Jerusalem. That's the goal, to get back to Yerushalayim, from Mitzrayim to Yerushalayim. That is our destination, that is our climax. So we say it's also a Emuna tour, to bring that tour to the world, so that the world can have the light of Yerushalayim connecting. And even as we speak, there's so much going on, like globally and politically and spiritually, emotionally, that people are going through all kinds of crazy emotional breakdowns. But at the same time, in my opinion, and from based on all the different Sfarim, at the same time we have such a revelation like the Tikkun Klali that was only revealed a few hundred years ago from Rabbi Nachman. We have such tools nowadays, and it's so well known, that all of us in some way can come to our tikkun, come to our remedy. And that's why it's so important and profound to discuss it, because when we're leaving Mitzrayim, the restraints, we're tapping into this divine emanation that's true and essential to all of us. We were all part of this overall remedy. Every one of us at one point in our life has had struggles that are feeling really, like overwhelmed, a tremendous, feeling of, I can't do this, or even if not feeling, revelation or revealing or knowledge, I just can't do this anymore, I just can't go ahead. And that sort of shviras hakelim, that breaking of our vessels. And in Egypt, it was literally the breaking of the land. We already had last week 7 makos, 7 plagues. And in this week's we have 3 more, which culminates in 10. Yeah, this week we have the locusts and the darkness, this intense darkness, and the death of the firstborn. And this is the climax of the 10 plagues that really, if you understand, it's not just some cute story like you throw a few toys at your kids on Seder night, which is important to do, you know, a few little bullies and barad and all the different things we do to bring it alive for our children on Seder night. It's a very big mitzvah that we learn out from this week's parsha. But it's more than that. It's a certain rectification of the whole world. because Egypt at that time was the empire of the world, was like the America. It was like the America of the world, yeah? So based on that realization that America was the Egypt, was the empire, was the way, the society, the structure, the goals of mankind were being guided from a place like Hollywood, or in those days it was Paro or Egypt. And the mindset was very, very overwhelming, and the restraints, the people felt very de-spiritual, very not spiritual, very much only busy with their servitude. And really what a person has to realize is we're much more than that. We have a soul. And who is the one who's saving us from that? Who is this force? So we have these 10 plagues that are coming from the name of Hashem, from himself. He revealed himself to us, and he allowed us to experience a divine experience that was so powerful that for us the locusts became tremendous understandings. For us the darkness became tremendous light. And for us the death of the firstborn became the revelation that we have a purpose in this world and a mission, that we are chosen to bring light to the world, not just to ourselves but to the world. And that tremendous revelation, that fixing up of the 10 sayings of creation through the 10 plagues, and it got rid of all the blockages, all the pain and suffering, all the people that were causing that pain and suffering, that in an active way had to be rectified, and in our own way by saying 10 Tehillim on a daily level in ourselves right now in exile, at the end of exile, the time where just before the Messiah comes, the Mashiach comes, there was like a revelation of 10 Tehillim, 10 Psalms. They were already there in our book of Tehillim. David HaMelech, who is the light of Mashiach, the light of the Messiah, he already put down the energy of tshuva, of return in the world. That was the whole reason that Tehillim, the Psalms, are written. But comes this light just before Mashiach comes, the Baal Shem Tov's Einakul, Baal Shem Tov's grandchild, and reveals these 10 Tehillim and tells us that this will rectify the most difficult aspects of things to do tshuva on, like we said, wasting of the seed, which really, if you start to analyze, what does it mean to waste seed? What does it mean? It means to waste your potential. It means that in creation, just like then, we were in servitude. There was a tremendous waste of potential. We were a divine nation that was there to inspire the whole world, and instead we were busy on a daily level with just making a living, and not even that, of doing mindless jobs that made no sense, of being stuck to our screens and not really connecting with anybody. In those days, it was connecting to the hay or the wheat or whatever it was. We were busy plowing and building buildings that were no purpose to us, no meaningful experience, and everyone was doing jobs that wasn't right for them, and people were tremendous, being beaten and cursed, and all kinds of horrible experiences on a daily level. And then we had that power to turn that around. So that is what happened with, but it wasn't by ourselves. It was with God. It was with Hashem, with the Yud Kei Vav Kei, with the Kodesh Baruch Hu revealing His essence to us. And this came down through these 10 divine emanations, these 10 forms of songs, these 10 commandments, and the 10 aspects of the true human form that exists on every one of us. We all are formed with these 10 aspects. Kabbalistically, it's explained in Kabbalistic Svarim. We have Chochma, Bina, Das, or Keser, Chochma, Bina. We have Chesed, Gevurah, Tiferes, Netzach, Hod, Yisod, Malchus. We are formed in a divine image. And all these 10 aspects are very relevant in our daily lives. I spoke about it a little bit. I have a nice little cute, cute but real podcast on relationship flow. And I spoke about it there, like how it really affects in our relationship. There's a time to be kind, there's a time to be strong, there's a time to be balanced, there's a time to be victorious, to win with each other, to grow together. There's a time to really listen and active listening. There's a time to really connect. There's a time to nullify ourselves to a higher cause. All these things, these are divine elements. There's a time to connect in this week's parsha to Chochma Bina Das, the Keser Chochma Bina, to these higher elements, these tremendous revelations of light, of intellect and truth that came down in this week's Parsha. And that's one of the reasons why Seder night is such a lit up night, because it's all being revealed. We're being taken out of our Egypt. Hashem himself is revealing himself. And that gives us tremendous inspiration. So just like Hashem did that in Egypt, Hashem has done it throughout the ages. Every year people have the Seder night. And he also sent us revelations like Rabbi Nachman to reveal to us there's 10 songs that were on a daily level. So we don't even have to wait now till the Seder night to tap in and to rectify ourselves. We come on a daily level. That's such a light that Rabbi Nachman revealed. And his neshama was from Rosh Chodesh Nisan. It was from the first day of Nisan. We're going towards that time now. We're already in Shvat. We're going out Mitzrayim in the Torah. And when you read something, it's Ma'ora Zman. It wakes up the time. And that's the power of the Torah on a weekly level. And even Ben Shapiro, he's quoting the Torah on a weekly level in his format. And we see that there's a power for us, all of us, to go out of our exile, to not get stuck in this feeling of like there's no hope. There is hope. There's always hope. And that's the power of Rabbi Nachman's 10 songs, 10 Tehillim, 10 Psalms that he formulated. There is always hope. There's always ability to fix. There's always hope for the one. There will be the ultimate rectification. It's not just like, some rabbi's dream or some prophet's dream. This is in our hands for every single person on every single day. Just like we quote Rav Shalom Arush, there's Emuna, there's the Garden of Emuna series. You have these books, you have this ability to talk to God on a daily level. We can all tune in and connect into God on a daily level. So there's no reason for any of us to feel disconnected, because there were certain levels of revelation in creation, just like we said, the 10 Commandments, that encapsulates the whole 630 mitzvahs, that's the whole Torah, and it's brought down as a divine revelation. So we have that power to tune in to what godliness is, to what our godly purpose is, and how to bring it down on a practical level. Like, who isn't? Let's just pause for a minute. Who isn't going through hard times? Everybody is going through hard times. People are saying some nice things on the one of our YouTube live feed. Who isn't going through hard times? Everybody's struggling on some level, either financially, emotionally, relationships. We're all in some sort of level of pain, and we've got a job, we've got a commitment, and it's hard to make the time for the people that we love, even though that's really the priority. Or the phones, they're like just drawing us in, this whole social media network, and this need to promote ourselves to make a panasa, and it's getting more and more competitive and challenging, and there's more and more pressure, and then then you try to do this, try to do that. You can start to feel wow, and then people have addictions, all kinds of addictions spoke about, and all these things. Suddenly Hashem is giving us the power, like it says in the recovery world in the 12 steps, that suddenly this higher force is coming and helping us because we're allowing it. But on Seder night, it wasn't even like permission. Like we did the minimal. We took the sheep and we tied it to our bed, and we make sure it was kosher, and we took the blood from the sheep once we shechted it, and once we did shechita, and then we put the bloods on the doorposts, and just like we were told, we were asked by God to do that in Egypt, to do a minimal kind of thing, and do the bris milah as well, to have circumcision, to have bris kodesh, like we're learning about from Tikkun HaKlali, to have a holy covenant with Hashem and with the Jewish people, and that we did, the minimal. But God took us out and said He's going to bring us to Jerusalem, He's going to bring us there, He's going to change our life, change the world, not just for us individually, but on a global level. And we have to believe in that emanation, that godly emanation. And that's why we started off 2 weeks ago with the Shema, of the Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad. That was Hashem hearing our cries. We were in tremendous pain. And then there's Yisrael, we become who we truly are, which is Yisrael, a divine nation, to light up the world. And then comes the next level in this week's Parsha of Hashem. Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad. This is the third Parsha, the third word from Shema. That's Hashem revealing Himself. The Li, the Hashem is revealing His light to us, so we can then light up the world. Elokeinu is our God. That's what we're going to talk about next week with Parshas Bashalach, how we're going to go through the sea and through all our struggles. We're going to talk about it. But it's all happening on a daily level. It's not just like we're reading it in the Torah and that's old stories. This is happening right now. If you would pay attention, even in your week, these 6 levels are going on. Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad. This idea of these divine emanations is going on a daily level. And it's all up to us to just tune in. That's all we have to do, is just tune in to that divine light. and to allow ourselves to experience it on a daily level. So I want to just summarize what we've talked about, and I want to just give credit that we can all come to fulfillment and true tshuva with joy. Like we're saying, how do we guide Balit tshuva? So we have to understand that if it's Hashem, no, it's not if, it's for sure 100% Hashem, who's going to be the one to give us the power to overcome all our difficulties. He's going to give us revelations like Rabbi Nachman, who was meritorious to reveal this divine light of Tikkun HaKlali. He's going to give us the power to come to our full rectification and bring Tikkun Olam to the world. He's going to give us that power, Hashem himself. So we have to turn to Hashem. There's really no other way. Like, I can't resolve my marriage issues without Hashem. I can't resolve my education issues without Hashem. I can't resolve my ability to support my family without Hashem. I can't come to Tshuva Shlema. I can't fix up my bris and all the different distractions going on around and around nowadays with the Nun Shari Tuma, this 50th level of impurity. I can't fix up what I'm exposed to on a daily level without Hashem. Hashem is going to be the one who's going to heal us all. He's going to help us all come to Tshuva. So bottom line, Aleph base, Emuna and B'tochen is to turn to Hashem. That is Rabbi Shalom Arush's Eitzah throughout all his books, to constantly pray, to thank Hashem, to have that relationship with Hashem. That's our goal on Emuna Tour, to bring that in a real way to your hometown, please God. Like today we're talking to South Africa about getting that part of the tour done. And Rabbi Yonatan lit up Tel Aviv last week, Tel Aviv Inspired. We're trying to do that on a daily level. We have the Emuna series from Yonatan. We have the Halacha Daily from Elgrod. I myself, working with Emuna as our future, trying to build this brand. Thank God. We have to just pause for a second and say, thank you, Hashem. We've had tremendous growth from a Twitter account that wasn't even being used, other than some random posts here and there from some of the articles. Now we've got over 1,700 or more followers, and Instagram 1,500, and please God, we're going to go to grow and grow the following so we can develop more Emuna in the world, more light, and do our mission here. In LinkedIn as well. LinkedIn was just not functioning, and now there's thank God it's grown, it's doubled, more than doubled to 300 followers, and everything in the last few months and time that I've been building this. I have to thank all of you who've joined in and followed and shared and liked, and it allows on the social media network that more people should actually learn these truths. Because it's not my truth, it's the truth of creation. It's the truth that there was a purpose to creation, and there needed to be a revelation, and there needed to be ability to fix whatever we did wrong. And that hope, that truth, that tshuva, that Tikkun HaKlali, that there is this ultimate Tikkun, the Tikkun HaKlali, the ultimate rectification that was revealed by Rav Shalom Arush's Rebbe, Rabbi Nachman BRESLEV. He's Chusanleinu, he is Rabbi Nachman ben Simcha, Rabbi Nachman ben Feiga. He should be a merit to all of us, and his path should keep inspiring us all to really be real with our relationship with God, and to understand that we're needing that divine help on a daily level. And that is very real and practical. That means, how does it come down practically? So you go to the Garden of Emuna books. In the morning, you thank Hashem when you wake up. You do some Zman of Hispodelos, talk to Hashem. You have time to learn a little bit of Torah. So Torah itself is a revelation of Hashem. It's filled with names of gods. The whole learning of Hashem, of Torah Hashem, is to connect to His Torah. That's the best way of connect to Hashem, is to connect to the love of Hashem, to understand how great the Torah is and all the laws and all the guiding points of Musaf, understanding of how we have a godly being. We are made in the image of God, and we have ability to empower that parts of ourselves to be more godly in how we function on a daily level. And that's very practical and real. The Shulchan Aruch is very real. It's not just whatever. It's a guidebook that it starts off Shavisi Hashem Negdi Tamid, that God is always in front of me, constantly guiding me and being with me, not in a nervous way. He's judging me, God forbid. It's with love, bahava, with rachamim, with mercy, and they're giving us the power to become who we truly are. That's the relationship. It's a love. It's a husband and wife. It's souls. It's spiritual. It's alive, and it's not just me in my mind imagining. It's real. Like I said, I grew up completely secular. I didn't know about any of this stuff. I didn't even know who Hashem. I didn't even know the word Hashem, Yud Kei Vav Kei. It was, for me growing up, it was two little yuds in the siddur, which also has spiritual significance. But it was just that's God. I don't know, like it's in some book somewhere. It was it wasn't relative. It wasn't, the much more relative was what was going on in Hollywood, or what's going on your phone and your tablet, and that seems much more relative, right? So what we got to do is remember, no, what's really relative, not just our income and our money and our bills and all that kind of stuff that seems like the real world. The real world is a spiritual reality, and then that's influencing everything. And that can give us healthy emotions, and can give us healthy actions. It can guide us, because God himself wants us to be good. He wants to be godly people. So we're going to end off this week's Emuna is our future with the Tikkun HaKlali, to have Emuna, to believe in the power of David HaMelech's Psalms and Rabbi Nachman's wonderful revelation. And there are 10 songs that are connected into this aspect of 10, with the 10 sayings of creation and the 10 commandments and these 10 rectifications that happened in Mitzrayim to bring us to a godly level, to become divine, and to connect into that Yud of the Shem Havaya that was revealed all the way down till it comes into this world, into reality, into creation. Hashem's constantly creating from nothing. He's creating the reality that we see as something, and he is the true something. To attach into that true reality and understand that is the power of tshuva and rectification of Tikkun HaKlali, that everything comes to some sort of completion, that everything will be rectified ultimately. And we on a daily level, all we have to do on a simple level, say 10 Psalms, all we have to do is do a little bit of what, as much as we can of Shulchan Aruch, and a little bit of Torah on our level, the fee according to what we're doing, everyone on their level, everyone a little bit more, only focusing on a little bit of good we can do. Zemar Lakai Ba'odi, another beautiful Torah Rabbi Nachman. We have this light. It's revealed. The Nekudas Tovos, the positive points. It starts off with a little Yud that's connected to that idea of 10. In the Hebrew letter, Yud is 10. So this idea, this little Yud is connecting in, and it brings so much light. A little bit of light takes away so much darkness, and that really is, as Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai says, the purpose of creation, to turn darkness into light. That's what I try to do in my own life, and trust me, it's not easy for me with all the Torah. Thank God that I was Zocher, I'm meritorious, that Hashem revealed himself to me and helped me so much. And it's still, right now, to 2020, in Tafshin Pei, it's still a big challenge, and it doesn't get easier. So what I pray for all of us, to be blessed, to have the strength to do what we need to do, and see these revelations come out in real time, in real life, and bring that 10 of Tikkun HaKlali into our daily life. So all that wasted potential becomes actualized potential, that you have power to change the world, to bring light to the world, and to inspire and bring children, and to bring souls in the right time, in the right place, with the right way, in a holy way, in a way that brings love and connection to the people around you, with dedication and focus to the true picture of what mankind is here for. And we should be blessed with this. I look forward to hearing from everyone. Emuna Tour, we'd like to go live even more to the world so we can be there in person. And until then, we'll tune in to another Emuna Weekly class. Thank you for listening. Have a wonderful week. Thank you. All the best. Thank you.